Rabbi Deborah Newman Kamin was president of RRA from 2018 to 2020, and I'm delighted to present the following tribute video in her honor.
One word to sum up, my good friend Debbie Kamin, hysterical. We have spent so many years laughing together, you and Danny and me and Helene, whether it was in Israel or New York or Chicago or anywhere in between. We have had such a great time together, and I just hope that God blesses us with good health to see our families grow and to share many, many happy years to come.
Debbie Newman Kamin is a friend and a cheerleader and a mentor. She's the one person besides my mom who cried tears of pride when she heard of my new position here at Temple Israel Center. And she and I have spent countless hours together at our favorite cafe, Three Tarts in Northbrook, solving our own problems and the problems of the Jewish world. But more than that, Debbie is a trailblazer and a role model. The example and the leadership that she's brought to the greater Chicago area and also brought nationally has made it very clear that women belong in positions of leadership in congregations, and they belong in positions of leadership nationally through the Rabbinical Assembly. And the hard work that she and others of her generation have done fighting many battles has made it just a little bit easier for those of us in my generation. So Debbie, I am so grateful, we are so grateful for your friendship and your leadership. Mazal tov on this much deserved honor.
Deborah is for me a friend, a wonderful colleague, a partner in dreaming about how to shape new visions of rabbinic roles in a changing world, and how to support and connect rabbis and rabbinical students all over the world. And actually, it's just fun hanging out with her.
Deborah is, to me, a friend. We first met when we were both students at JTS in the same rabbinical school class, and we've been friends ever since. Starting out in Chicago, where we both had our first pulpits, we remained friends, have remained friends for 30 years. She was already then an extraordinary leader, and she has proven to be exactly.
And as a friend. We've known each other for over 36 years. We first got our start studying Talmud together in Yerushalayim and grabbed the spotlight for herself, forgiving, understanding, and humane. These are truly prized qualities that I cherish, and I'm very proud and grateful to be her friend. Kol HaKavod, thanks for all your accomplishments, and through it all, for being you 100%.
You need a minute? In appreciation for all that Deborah has done for our Rabbinical Assembly, I'd like to invite Harold Kravitz and Deborah forward for a gift presentation.
Deborah, I'll say more about you later and our dear friends Stuart and Phil, but it's an honor to be asked to present these gifts. Each of you have gotten a gift by an artist, Isaac Brynjagard Bialik, and Stuart's is on the theme of Eitz Chaim, Tree of Life. And we think about how he had this vision to push us forward, and truly, it has borne such beautiful fruit. And yours is on the theme Michamocha, the Song of the Sea. And you think about what it means to get us across the sea and through the wilderness, and the way unbelievable what you did in your presidency. Who could ever have expected that? But here is this gift from the Rabbinical Assembly with our deep, deep appreciation and such fondness.
Wow. It's unbelievably emotional on so many levels, and to thank everybody for their incredibly kind words, Phil, Stuart, Harold. It's extremely meaningful to be honored by your beloved and respected colleagues. But in truth, I've been honored by you for so many years for allowing me to serve the Rabbinical Assembly. I have to say, I always thought the Talmudic phrase, o chavruta or matuta, friendship or death, was somewhat hyperbolic. And then 2 years of COVID. And the overwhelming gratitude that we can be together, so many of us, dear friends, is overwhelming. And then the sad reminder that this pandemic is not over, and so Phil and Stuart are unable to be with us in person. I'm very grateful to our Rabbinical Assembly, who've kept us together virtually. But I have to say, at this moment, o chevruta or matuta feels like a bit of an understatement. While many of my friendships in the Rabbinical Assembly began in rabbinical school, many were forged at convention, they were forged by the pool, in taking long walks, in hours and hours and hours of meetings, over many, many meals, and okay, sometimes at the bar. But they were also forged by the hard and meaningful work of transforming our RA into an organization, the only organization that cares for and supports the work of the conservative Masorti rabbis. Coincidentally, I went to breakfast today with an old friend who's not a rabbi, and I was telling her about this evening and my work with the Rabbinical Assembly, and she said to me, "So of all the people in the world you could have chosen to help, you've devoted all these years to helping rabbis?" And I really, in that second, didn't know how to answer her, but I thought about it over the course of the day, and I thought, we're all familiar with Fred Rogers and look for the helpers. And I thought, well, who helps the helpers? Being a rabbi can be painful, it can be lonely, and on its best days, it's the most gratifying work that I could possibly imagine. And because I love being a rabbi, I'm passionate about the work of our Rabbinical Assembly, supporting our rabbis in the sacred work of serving the Jewish people. I could say so much about so many of you and what your friendship has meant to me all these years. Our RA is blessed with an amazing and dedicated staff. Some of you, we became friends when we were all volunteers. Jacob, I remember many a night in Manhattan walking to La Marais. Some of you on our staff I've watched from the beginning of your careers with the RA, and I'm so delighted to see your continued growth and commitment to your work. The person I worked with the most closely was Rabbi Ashira Konigsberg. I was in awe of her calm, efficient, brilliant handling of the most difficult challenges, especially when I was anything but calm and efficient. And I treasure our many RA adventures together. Oh, Stuart, if you had had a normal installation, I would have gotten to speak about you there. You have succeeded me in every role I have held on our administrative committee, which means I had many, many years to ask the question over and over, why didn't I think of that? You have done so much for our RA. Many years ago, you came up with the suggestion that the Rabbinical Assembly needed to create a commission to support a vital and connected rabbinate. It took us many years to realize how visionary this concept was, as we realized over time this was no longer a commission, it was the very heart of the work of our RA. And to our incoming president, Rabbi Harold Kravitz, our RA will be in such good hands. I have learned so much from you. One of your most amazing qualities is that you have never shied away from the hardest work of this organization. I have so often admired your ability to say the things that are hard to say with firmness, wisdom, and compassion. It is a rare trait, and we can and will learn so much from you. My husband and I are new grandparents, and it's a wonderful, little Tavor. It is a wonderful time in our family. And these last 2 years of being immediate past president, I have felt like a grandparent in the RA. Most of my hard work is done, and now I get to sit back and kfel. And as I watch our beloved RA go from strength to strength, I couldn't be more proud. Thank you so much for this wonderful honor.
Thank you, Deborah, for your tireless work on behalf of our RA. Though your presidency completed in 2020, you've continued to be a key leader in our RA, overseeing the continued implementation of our strategic plan, and I'm so glad you're going to be involved in carrying it to its next chapter.